Hello, everybody, and welcome back.
Welcome, welcome.
Hello, hello.
I'm really not looking forward to scrolling through the videos and seeing which thumbnail is exactly the point where I gave up and decided to go on the internet and go, how do you color water? Because there have been some good attempts, there have been some bad attempts, there have been some very bad attempts.
But more importantly, there have been attempts.
Attempts were made.
See, because your first thought is, well, water's blue, right?
Wrong!
Is it not?
Classic mistake. Rookie mistake. Well, it is, but it's not. But it really is. But it really also is.
It's a bit of
What
blue,
color is
a
water?
bit of green, a bit of white. There's a lot
The
of
problem is, Actually, the real problem is we didn't take a squeaky toy away from our dog, so that's going to be hell. No, the problem is the water, when you look at it, it's like black, or it's white. It's only blue in like specific circumstances, but you got to know what circumstances those are, or you're going to look like a clown.
Yeah, big wonky crazy stuff. Wonky crazy stuff. Just wild. So, how's everybody doing today?
Doing good. We got some chips. Got some dice.
Ooh, good point.
We're aboard Neil deGrasse Tyson's ship of imagination.
Man,
I've knocked him out cold with a crowbar, and we're taking the controls.
we're going.
You mean that, like, thing that looked a little bit like the remote from Click that was a spaceship for some reason on Cosmos?
It went inside a bear's vagina, I believe, at one point.
Did it? What?
Yeah, they were talking about evolution, and he decided the best way to sort of demonstrate that would be to show us like a bear sort of develop in the ovaries. And so Mr. Neil deGrasse took us right in there.
Okay.
I haven't seen this, so I don't know if
Bad
it's
Woman's
true or not.
Anatomy. Bad Woman's Anatomy. The embryo is not in the vagina.
Right, but we went into the vagina to get to the embryo.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay. I have only seen Click, and I am incredibly confused.
Okay. Listen, I know this is off topic.
There was the one time in Click where it came out as butt. You kept trying to get rid of the remote, and it kept coming back in weird ways.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? Neil deGrasse Tyson is talking about how there might be life on other planets. We hop into this magic little ship, and we fly all the way to, like, Saturn's moon, and he goes into the water, and he's like, ooh, it's pretty dark in here. Let's turn on some searchlights. We might see some life. And he clicks it on, and you see just, like, the flash of something disappear behind, like, a stalagmite or something underwater. He's like, ooh, there might be life behind there. I guess we'll never know. And then he fucks off back to Earth.
It's also like
the moon of Saturn. Move 3 feet to the left, Neil. 3 feet to the left.
the most important thing about the show to remember is that the only live footage is Neil deGrasse Tyson, basically, in terms of like stuff in the studio. Like the rest is just cutting to documentary footage or like his puck ship flying around the universe.
Yeah, or the time he fended off a rabid wolf with a burning log. That was kind of unnecessary.
So what I'm hearing that it's neither Carl Sagan's Cosmos nor is it Bill Nye the Science Guy's just awesomeness that we experienced as a child.
Don't get me started on Bill Nye.
I've seen Cosmos and I thought it was okay.
Listen, it was fine right up until they showed us clearly something moving. They took the time to animate like a fin disappear behind something, but they were too lazy to render the rest of it.
What are they gonna show?
Literally anything! Sky's the limit!
Oh, what do you know? There are bears in the cave on the moon of Saturn.
Time to go into this alien bear's vagina! Whoop. Yeah, like...
And that's how we started Bloodwine this week.
Yep.
Goodness.
Now that was fun because you didn't even prompt that. I started that bit, I birthed it, and I carried it through to its untimely end.
Yep. You took it out back and shot it in the head.
You shot that. You shot that horse.
I made you guys watch, and now I'm standing there covered in blood and viscera, going, "Let's play some D&D." But it's not
turn around
one.
going, "You're a man, son.
Oh,
now let's play tabletop."
You got your characters.
Right. Because a part of growing up is having your dad make you raise enough money to buy a horse, and then once you finally have it, he takes you out back and shoots it.
Yeah, or your dad brings you on a puck-shaped spaceship and you go inside a bear's vagina.
Yeah.
That's the weirdest episode of the Magic School Bus I've ever seen.
God, Neil deGrasse Tyson, like, doing a substitute teaching class for the Magic School Bus kids. He was like, "Hey, kids, want to see something cool?" And they're like, "Yeah, this is pretty boring. When's our hot teacher coming back?" You know?
Yep.
Miss Frizzle?
No comment. I'm just going to say no comment because I don't want to shit talk, but I also don't necessarily want to endorse, like, kids show, but also, like, let's be real,
like
kids show.
Not just Miss Frizzle, Ms. Frizzle from the remake, who is the, like, cousin? I think they're cousins. I think canonically they are cousins, who is way hotter.
Why is it that there was, like, in, like, the 60s and earlier, everything was cartoony, and then from the 2000s onward, everything was cartoony for children's animation and stuff like that, but in the 80s and 90s, they kind of tried to make cartoons hot, and it's weird. Like,
they made those booties real thick.
Yeah, like, there's a big difference between going, oh yeah, this is Dora the Explorer, and this is a, like, semicircle and 2 little cylinders for the pants, and then this bit for the feet. And then being like,
oh, yeah, okay.
And then it's like, let's actually detail, like, the collarbones and, like, V-neck and top of cleavage on a children's show character, where it's just like...
This was unnecessary.
I assume you're talking about April O'Neil here.
April O'Neil is not who I'm talking about specifically, but is a very good archetype of the problem. Where it's just like, why are you, like, it's not like it's live children's programming where it's just like, people look the way people look, you're gonna have to deal with it. Like, this is animated where it's just like, someone in the animation booth made a conscious choice to be like, let's draw April O'Neil, and she gonna be thick and have baps in, like, this dope-ass bodysuit, where it's just like, you're marketing to 10-year-olds, right? Like, chill.
Yeah. But at the same time, this is why we have childhood crushes. That are
also why we have
characters.
furries. Like, I'm gonna say it right now, Lola Bunny looked like that on purpose. No accident.
Yep.
No accident. That was some OG fur bait. So now I have
Now we get to play our fur bait.
Oh.
I gotta have some other kind of material to transition onto this clipboard here. I can't just go from, like, yeah, blatant fur bait. So what's heat? Is it the depth of, like...
Furbait may be the worst sort of thing I've heard of in a long time.
No, we're supposed to be changing the topic.
Oh.
I don't know, that sounds like a pretty hot topic. Will, you want to go in on your...
What's heat? Is it the depths of a small-town bakery oven? The blast of an alchemical explosion? See, I think that's the trick. It's just having one line that can be said jokingly for the transition. I think that's the trick. What's heat? Is it the depths of a small-town bakery oven? The blast of an alchemical explosive? Diversionary arson while fleeing hostile cavalry is an oddly specific example. What's pressure? A busy day's baking? Never being good enough? Keeping a straight face at a checkpoint when fleeing the country is another oddly specific example. Any fool might say you're strengthened by the heat of the crucible. The diamonds form under pressure. But what happened to the slag that melted away? When did you stop being a rock and start being a sword? And who forced you to be a diamond in the first place? The adopted baker from an isolated mountain hamlet now leads a volunteer armada. Curious. Welcome to Bloodwine.
Those are some very oddly specific examples. I can't possibly think of what they might relate to.
Who of our group has experienced a life like that?
I have no idea.
Okay, well, here we are. Holly at the tavern still.
Yeah, it's morning. You guys went to bed on your ship, cleaned things up, and now it's the first thing in the morning and you're ready to go. Before you leave town, is there anything you want to do? Meet with any of the captains or anything like that?
I don't think so.
No, I'm perfectly comfortable sort of hanging back and not having to interact with all of these people. I feel like Henny is sort of frantically mapping the course, sort of going over the charts again and again, being like, okay, we just got to go from here to here.
Why don't we do
naval base here?
Why don't we do exactly that?
Okay.
So we got a map.
Got a map.
It is so tiny on my...
Yeah, you're currently on the little red pin.
Can you switch to the big map onto the big thing, or is that not?
No, that is not a thing. Please don't make me program more.
Okay. Yeah,
it works. Fine. It works. We're not poking it.
That's what she said.
Okay.
Moving on.
So we're going west.
Yes, we are in fact going west. If we go west enough, we will hit Delta.
Your trial is in Hammerhold.
Oh.
Hammerhold.
Okay, so then in that case, we would have to head west and then north.
And then north.
Sure. Those are words.
Go past the point and then up to the point and around the point and past the point again?
Yeah. So basically, we would have to go east over one and then over another. And then we would have to... That apparently broke my map. Okay. Then we would have to go up...
Oh! Unbroke it! Hey!
Unbroke it. Hey! Then we would have to go east again. And then another north. Nope, that's last Earth.
That's last. Going east again.
Yeah, there it is. There's Hammerhold. So, I mean, it would...
Yeah, so... I think we should probably try to follow the coast as much as possible. So go along that island, and then maybe straight across, follow the coast up to the point, and then across and down.
Well, I think we would want to probably... Oop, I may have hit that twice. No, actually, that's pretty good. We may want to hit one of these ports on the interior of this bay. That way we can just sort of have a quick jaunt up into Hammerhold. So it would basically be crossing... Yeah.
Or we could sail right into Hammerhold.
I don't think we can reach Hammerhold, because it's sort of like island locked.
No, you just sail into it, you know? Like, take the boat,
but
go
if we were to
through the land.
Hit the land and go...
Yeah,
I've done
like
that
a barge.
If we were to hit like right here or right here, all we would have to do is just head north, all the way up.
Yeah, sounds good.
And we could see how far the boat takes us. I think the people sailing with us would be a little bit pissed off, but you know that's for them to do.
Sometimes that's just how it be.
Yeah,
that's just how it be.
I do. All right. So what's your final plan here? Or well, your initial plan, I should say.
Yeah. So up to the island, along the island, and then straight to the east.
Yeah, and then...
See you guys what I'm talking about?
Yeah, so... if I can actually manage to do this... Let's see. Whiteboard. Okay, so we are planning on going across the sea. I don't know why it's in blue, because that makes it legible. Then we're going to go up here... Towards this, it's not legible at all.
I was thinking even the one to the west, like the island to the west, follow that island, go straight across all the way to there.
If you want to check out those map sectors, you also have to keep the cracks in mind. They billow out fog that gets denser and denser the closer you are.
That is true. Yeah. So we would probably have to
So we could dip a bit. Do more of a curvy boy.
Like an S. We're doing a snake thing.
Yeah, like that.
Operation Salus.
Yeah! Operation Salus. We're doing it for him.
Yeah.
All right, time to get out the oldie dice cup and get ready for just so many rolls.
This is gonna be
I'm sure
rolls.
Salas will be happy to know that he's no longer a murderer
Yeah.
under the view of the law.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, strictly speaking, you are 100% still a murderer under the eye of the law until this gets overturned.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But that's what Salas would want.
There's hope. You know, hope, which is,
There's
of
hope.
course, very definitely useful. Thoughts and prayers, you know?
Yeah.
Hope.
Thoughts and prayers.
Salas is definitely sending his thoughts and prayers.
So is everybody in the United States. That's about it.
All right, so... Oh, where did I leave those notes? They're somewhere off camera. Let's see if my headphones will work. Nope, no, they won't.
We're doing great.
Okay. Oh yeah.
I bet this plane goes off completely without a hitch.
Uh-huh.
In there, and we ride
Yeah,
over the Hammerhold, and literally nothing goes
I think
wrong.
so too. I think, yeah, if I had to guess, I would guess that we're going to leave and nothing's going to happen and it's going to be a great ride all the way there and then we're going to get there and it's going to be super easy.
Yeah,
Because that's how everything works always.
Yeah, and all
Yeah.
of Will's rolls are just going to be things that he's going to give us along the way.
Oh, like presents.
We're going to
Yeah.
find some treasure.
Yeah, we're going to be like,
And,
man, we
um,
really don't have food. And then he's just going to be like, well, let me roll for this. And then he's just going to do a little...
You find
He's like, all right, so 20 fish just jump onto your boat.
Wow!
Let me assure you that it's mostly the damage and results that are based on the roll. Almost all of my cruelty is premeditated.
Okay!
And, like, targeted, custom-made, you know?
You're not a
Uh-huh.
serial killer.
All right, so, yeah, you guys are a singular ship. Are you just ignoring all these ships in the bay? Heading off? Or are you going to try and set up some kind of armada of sorts?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to talk to everybody else, see where they're going,
Captain's meeting.
talk to the other captains, yeah. See if they're, tell them, like, we're headed up to the Hammerhead region.
Do you want me to...
They're kind of almost confused by the sort of, anyways, which way are you guys going? And it kind of takes them a second to turn to you and be like, no, we're literally here for you. Where are we going?
Oh, okay, perfect. Well, Hammerhold, that's where we're going.
All right. So currently, you have a large number of ships that you're available. There's a few
many
that are
ships?
like, right. So there's a few that are bigger. Why don't we bring out the map for this one? Because we might want to code these while we have the opportunity. So you guys have one ship, which is the old prison barge, which is the South Sea.
Perfect. So we have South Sea.
That one is very large and it's heavily armed. You also have the free anchors, who are like it's a Navy ship. Same thing, very large, heavily armed.
Okay, can we restart that? We have... What's the first one again?
If you're setting up a system for how you want to note this down, just let me know what it is, because that might be easier for determining which units go where, how.
Sorry, what?
So what? The first
I just wanted to
name.
write down who we have.
The first ship name.
First ship name.
Okay, the South Sea.
South Sea.
And that is denoted by a sword. It's
Okay.
going to be a sword.
Okay.
Sword.
The free anchors are of similar caliber.
And that's going to be a skull.
You might want to save the skull for Long Runner's Cannoneers. It's a flotilla of 3 ships that work together, and they're basically going to be the spear at the tip of your armada.
There's a star.
All right. So you also have 2 remaining groups, which, if you wanted to, you could split them up because they're all independents. There's basically merchant ships, which are only kind of middlingly armed. But, I mean, they're there, they're able to scout things out, they're able to move fast enough and get around if you need them to. There's also a bunch of mercenary ships, which are sort of mid-range armed. They're more, like, maneuverable, versatile, as opposed to, like, the free anchors or the cannoneers who are, like, out there for naval combat. These are more like naval adventuring ships, like going port to port, dealing with monsters out along the water, that kind of thing.
Okay, I think for merchants, we'll go with blue. Little blue pin. And then for mercenaries, we'll go with this wonky-ass antenna.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. So how do you want to move forward? It's currently the early morning. Meeting and making sure you have everything out there, getting everybody onto one ship, all the captains, and onto a single map board. And communicating is taking you like the bulk of dawn as everyone's having their breakfast, getting a bit of coffee in them. So now it's the early morning. Which way are you heading?
East. Northeast, I guess. Because we want to head up to go.
Yeah, we have to head
kind
east.
of along.
We have to head east for a while before we're able to go northeast.
Okay, let's go east for a while. Yeah, east then. Heading east.
All right. So you actually, I should be using a different die for that.
Look at this freaking dice goblin having multiple sets of dice for multiple different things.
I know, right?
Oh, don't tempt me.
See, you say that, but this is literally just me trying to figure out where the hell I left my D8. Come on, literally I have every other D. I need additional D.
How's that?
Good.
All right.
Sending additional D to him, Gabe.
Additional D. Dot 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 dot. I am actually so mad right now. Where the?
I can't believe if I could throw one at you, I would.
Okay, headphone time. This is not important, but I'm angry.
Okay.
Good.
Man, we have managed to derail not one but two sessions now.
Where are you?
Mm-hmm.
The last one was derailed entirely through roleplay. This one was derailed through life.
Just
Yeah.
Man.
Just existing.
Oh my
We
god.
derail a lot of stuff, don't we?
Yeah. We're kind of pros at it now. Surprised Will still bothers DMing for us.
I know. Hey Ken, how do you see your facial hair? Like when you imagine it.
How do I imagine it?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been asked that question before.
It's a weird question, but it's sort of a philosophical one.
If I had to imagine, it would basically just be like almost like a bowl, but someone cut a little bit out of a bowl. I'm a chipped porcelain bowl. That would be how I describe my haircut.
Okay.
I took off my headphones for all of 30 seconds while failing to look for a D8 and just settling on a D10. How did... What?
Don't worry about it.
Did you just all go, hey, he's going to take off his headphones for 30 seconds. Let's just go off on a tangent.
No,
Kind of.
no. It's
Yes.
yes. Here's the thing, Will. This question isn't relevant to you because if I were to ask you how do you view your facial hair, you would say exactly as presented because it looks like how I want it to. You know? You even got the curls. You got the curls going.
I mean, I don't really have the curls. And I don't necessarily want the curls. The curls are a fun novelty. I like more the walrusy fuzz in terms of actual practical being a person who lives in 2020 facial hair.
Sure.
I don't know. I wish I could have more beardly scruff, but like stuff's still filling in a little bit.
Did you find your D8?
I didn't. I found a D10, and I'm settling for now. So you guys are nice and lucky. The wind is going dead east, and so you're at full sail. some of them are like some of these ships are more like triangular sailed, so they lag back when they're going directly with the wind, while the square sail ships are really getting an edge on the other ones. You guys move fairly quickly over water. So go back to the previous one just for a second, the previous quadrant.
We would be right here. So I was actually one square down.
All right, so yep, you're going to go over to the next quadrant and then basically at the intersection of line, like 1-1 kind of thing.
Okie dokie.
So which ship is at the head of your armada right now?
Merchant ships. They're the fast scouty ships.
Okay, the merchant ships, as it happens, are lagging.
Ooh.
The
I guess we're all lagging then.
The South Sea, the Free Anchors, and the Cannoneers are all making significant gains. The Cannoneers are versatile, and they're like basically the biggest, fanciest ship on the seas right now, so they're able to keep up with you, but otherwise everyone's kind of...
Yeah, we'll let them go ahead then. If they're making significant gains, that's fine.
All right. So you guys kind of spread out. You're still within line of sight, not just where you can see the other ships, but where you can sort of recognize their flags in case they give you any warnings. Who's where on the ship?
Who is where on the ship?
Yeah. You guys are on a boat.
Huh.
Henny is probably below deck, or like, you know, not up on the railing interfering with the sailors, but definitely like poring over books, poring over documents, still just trying to occupy her mind so she's not just freewheeling, you know?
I think Vesta would probably be doing the same, like getting things together last minute, going over stuff, talking to people, making sure everybody, you know, kind of has an idea of what they want to be doing and doesn't want to get in the way of the people.
Reggie is on deck, looking, basically doing a mix of looking out and being really strong man helping around the ship.
All right, so you're just kind of there as an additional sailor to make sure that people have grips on the sails, they're adjusting them properly and in time. You see the rest of the more competent sailors moving back and forth. Elmira's up top of the crow's nest. In terms of weather, things are going really solid. It's nice and clear. You can see really far right now. And because you can see far, you see that you're starting to emerge sort of into the middle of like a trade corridor.
Huh.
You guys are going to have to tighten up if you want to stay close. There's a lot of merchant ships that are passing through, and you can see that there are some military ships kind of just keeping the area secure.
Okay.
Okay, well, Vesta, any ideas?
I'm going to be honest, I didn't hear any of that because Gabe's phone is kind of lagging a little bit.
It's doing a jank.
Doing a little bit of a jank. Can I get a summary of what just happened?
Yes, you can. So Vesta, you aren't sure what's going on, and you're trying to figure out where you are on the map. You need to get a report from above decks.
Okay.
Henny, Reggie...
We need to form up our ranks. There's too many merchant vessels passing through. This is a merchant lane.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you're making this decision, it's sort of like phasing on through to mid-morning. The wind is starting to pitch sort of northerly a little bit. It's not going straight north. It's now going northwest. Or, sorry, northeast.
I mean, that's not too bad. We're going southeast, so at least we have one direction.
Do you guys want fancy pirate information or no fancy pirate information?
Well, fancy pirate information.
Fancy pirating.
Okay, so you guys where I set Bloodwine technologically is kind of a deliberately vague rule of cool, kind of 15 to 1800s, like Renaissance plus Enlightenment. That's why you got swords, you got ships, you got guns. So your ships are reasonably maneuverable. They're still wood. They're still 100% like they need sails. If you have a ship that doesn't have sails, it's fancy-ass dwarven tech. These ships are still relatively maneuverable. They can sail basically like... it would depend ship to ship, but you can actually sail sort of towards the wind. You have to tack back and forth. The square-sailed ships, which include you, the mercenaries and long runners have sort of like versatile ships. They can go a little bit closer to the wind, and then the merchants have really effective sails for going against the wind to kind of maneuver around different directions.
Okay. Wait, so can I get what's the report? What's going on?
There are a bunch of ships that are sort of patrolling the waters here, and we're kind of in the middle of like a merchant highway, so to speak. So we're gonna have to like kind of form up and get a little bit tighter, sort of just allow people to get around us.
Okay, fine, let's do that. What's wrong with that?
All right, so you guys slow yourselves up a little bit. You tighten up into a singular glob. For the sake of the map, I'm assuming you're all on the red pin, and everything else is kind of just relative to your ship.
Sure.
Which direction are you guys heading?
We'd be heading southeast.
Southeast.
Okay, so you guys are moving at sort of a 90-degree angle to the wind, so now the merchant ships have, like, now they can start to gain and get to the head of the group really easily. The South Sea, the free anchors are slowing up a little bit. You guys make some decent enough headway. What would that be? You basically make it like to the middle of not the next square, but the square after that diagonally.
Okay.
So from here, you kind of move perpendicular. The merchant route uses these islands to kind of like orient themselves. Your ships now, because you have more advanced navigation, you have sturdier ships that can handle choppy open waters. You don't actually need to do this, but these are just the old standard routes from back when you couldn't necessarily trust choppy seas without getting disoriented. You are still kind of close, although you're getting further and further as you go southeasterly. There are some of the military ships that are starting to follow you. You can see that these ones have both Void Bay and Freeland sails.
Okay.
Void Bay, they love us.
Freelands, they probably don't like us too much.
Well, I think it's safe to assume any ship that starts following us doesn't like us too much. Don't know if we're going to be able to outrun them, so...
I don't know,
We might just scare them off on intimidation alone.
I mean, I suppose that's not really our brand of doing things.
It's not, but we also have 5 other ships.
That's true. That's a good point.
You have 5 other units of ships. You can subdivide from here.
Yeah. Like we have a lot more than usual.
Mm-hmm. This is true. Usually we have between 0 and 1.
Exactly.
I feel hesitant to start fighting so early in our journey. You know?
Sure.
We literally just left.
Well, I'm saying we keep moving and hopefully they just get intimidated and don't do anything.
That's kind of what I'm thinking too, but keep like a really close eye on them.
Agreed.
You hear boom from your sailors, and there's a bunch of sailing like rigs being moved back and forth. All the sails basically go whoomp the other way around. You can see at the top of the ship that sort of your like wind indicator flag is just kind of pointing. It kind of flaps and then points the other way. You can see that there's actually a thick storm cloud that's starting to come at you from the northeast.
Okay. Maybe we'll lose them in the storm. Right? That's something that ships do.
Because of the way that the wind flipped on you, you have the exact same velocity. You just have to switch your sails a bunch.
Okay. I mean, storm. It'd have to be stupid to follow us right into a big storm, right?
We'd have to be stupid to go into a storm.
I suppose. Maybe.
Based on where you are, you could get to a port in time and dock.
No, I don't think that's a good idea.
Definitely not a good idea.
We should keep going.
Yeah, I say, if it's coming at us from the northeast, I say we head southeast and hopefully try and have it miss us.
Yeah, let's head southeast.
All right, you guys keep a steady course. You end up basically middle of another square, 2 squares diagonal from where you are.
Love to be able to grab it, but it's not letting me. Okay, there we go. So 2 squares diagonal, so like that, and then like that.
Yep.
All right.
By now, the merchant ships are getting significantly ahead of you. The square-sailed ships are getting further behind, so the South Sea, the free anchors.
Well, we don't want to leave them behind. I think it's better if we sort of stay grouped up, don't leave any stragglers.
You guys also always have the option of slowing down, just to make sure that people group up a bit closer. The ones ahead will notice and slow down. The ones behind you will have the opportunity to group up. It's just as long as you stay like full sail ahead max speed, they're going to be getting closer and closer and further, depending on the sail rate type.
Are we still being followed?
You guys look back, and as the storm is starting to close in, you see that the ships seem to be leaving you alone. One of them, just one, is tailing you from behind.
Fun. The Scry ship.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the idea of them being too far away from us, but
I say we
are we
slow
like
down.
in any?
I say we
Yeah,
slow down purely because we're about to go into a storm, and no use being reckless.
That's true. Better stay close to each other.
So as it happens, the wind shifts nice and strong again. It starts going dead north. You see that the storm, it was kind of getting closer and closer, and then as you were passing perpendicular, you got a little bit of spitting, but now as the wind's shifting, it's being pulled away from you again. Okay. Things are starting to open up a little bit, and it looks like the ship that was tailing you is sort of just making sure you're not up to no good, and as they see you like pass by a couple of, not like main channel ships, by now you're out of the merchant channel, but there's still a few straggler ships here and there that, I mean, you're not attacking random ships, so by now they're starting to let you get out of here.
Okay.
Awesome.
Perfect.
So by now it's noon, the wind's shifted, things are nice and clear.
All right.
Okay.
Let's go. Zoom.
Yeah, zoom. Let's get out of here. I don't like being on the open ocean.
We should have it so that we don't go like full speed, so we allow the ships in the back to be able to catch up.
Yeah, I don't want to go too far from our group.
The wind is going north. Which way are you heading?
Dead east, I would say.
Yeah, about there.
Okay. So you do make some really solid progress. As you guys get closer and closer to sort of the fog, the edge of the islands, it's just kind of creating just the right funnel that you have some particularly strong winds that are really sort of shoving you forward. From here, you're at the right angle where like the triangular sail ships aren't right at the edge where they're really gaining ground because you're slowing up and they are too. The other ships are quickly able to rejoin you from behind.
Oh, good.
Perfect. How far ahead do we move?
You guys move. Doing that in my head. You make really solid progress. You make it all the way to the next, quadrant, basically.
Oh, like literally the off-screen next quadrant, or
You make
basically.
You make it to the edge, but the side of the edge where you would be next screen.
Okay. Yep. And then I'll just push buttons. And whoa. There we go. I'm just gonna stick the star in your eye, Gabe. Don't pay it any mind.
So because of where you are right now, you're getting pretty close to the crack, and the fog's getting kind of thick. I'm going to say for relative location, this one's coming in from the edge of the crack, but really these ships are a lot closer. You see a flotilla of what look like 3 very heavily armed ships. Black sails, Jolly Roger, standard pirate regalia. You also see a lot further, directly south, there's what look like 2 smaller, but probably still armed ships, rather.
So something similar to the green pin and the yellow pin?
Basically, but the yellow is dead south.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fun. We should go east.
Yeah, east. Let's just keep going east.
East.
Let's see if we can get them to not be on our ass anymore.
Not attack us, yeah. That'd be ideal.
Right. So the wind happens to shift, and not in your favor. You're pretty close to the crack, and as you get closer and closer to it, because you're close to where all that fog billows out, and there's all that kind of air and water interaction, things get really turbulent, and the wind kind of just goes whoom, and it starts going directly northwest.
That's not what we want.
Yeah.
That's the opposite of what we want.
East. Even if we're going slow.
So
make it.
If you guys go directly east, your formation's gonna be ragged, but you can do it. The only one that would be actually you wouldn't be deadlocked from any direction. It's all about the efficiency.
Could we go southeast?
That would be worse because the wind's going northwest. We would get nothing in that direction.
Oh, okay.
I think heading east is probably still our best bet because we can't really travel any other direction. If we head dead south, it's the same as heading east.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, east.
All right, you guys adjust your sails and start moving forward. By now, you're having to bail things out just because you've been on the edge of the storm before. And here, you're not on the edge of a storm. It's just humid and thick, and there's kind of a spitting over everything. The merchant ships are able to get the advantage and move ahead once again, which is good because they're the least well-armed. The square-sailed ships, also conveniently the most well-armed, are the ones that lag behind. You and the mercenaries are moving at sort of a moderate speed. Based on the direction the wind is going, the green pirates, basically, they come to close in from the north, and they don't go much further. The pirates with the yellow pin actually go out of sight. The wind is against them, and you're way too far. They aren't able to give chase.
Okay. So
Okay.
How far would we move then?
Let's see. You end up moving 2 squares almost exactly.
So yeah, they're dead north of us now.
They're at a distance where now it's you can choose your approach for the engagement, or you can try and just get maximum wind from them. They've been tailing you for a little while, and there's a big difference between naval combat distance and sighting a ship.
Mm-hmm.
So it's taken them a decent amount of time to close the distance, and now it's getting closer to like the mid-afternoon. The wind has shifted again. The wind is now going directly west.
Ooh, that hurts us.
Yeah, that's not ideal.
Ah, God.
I don't like being followed. I don't like there having guards. I don't like being on this boat. I don't like being surrounded by people we don't know.
We could go southeast.
We could go southeast. It wouldn't do too much as far as hurting us would go, and we put a little distance from the pirates.
What kind of sails do the pirates have?
They seem to have similar ones to the mercenaries and you guys, like mid-range sails. So if you wanted to make sure the merchants are fine, the merchants could get out real easy, but these guys have more maneuverability over the square-sailed ships.
Okay.
Okay. Do they look like they want to fight us? They've been telling us for a while.
It's when you have like black sails and you have a what was the word I'm going for? When you have black sails and you have a Jolly Roger, that's basically like a code for saying if you're a merchant, anchor, dock, and don't fight, and we're just going to take your stuff. Otherwise, if you keep moving, we're going to sink you and take all your stuff from the water.
Okay. Well, we should fight them.
Would there be any tactical advantage to like starting the engagement ourselves? Could we maybe put ourselves in a more favorable position?
I mean, we could definitely get the square-sailed rigs in a much more advantageous position, seeing as there are heavy hitters.
If I say tacking, is that a nonsense word to you, or does that make sense?
Yeah, you set up your sails and you zigzag.
It's nonsense.
Exactly. Okay. It's what Gabe said. Because you're going directly against the wind, you basically have to go, like, because you're trying to go east, you go southeast, northeast, southeast, northeast, or vice versa, because that's how you actually gain ground, but you just can't go east. That's just not how physics works. So because of the fact that you're trying to get east, you could basically tack towards or away from the ship.
Yeah, but if we wanted to fight this ship, could we, like, would there be any advantages to us starting the combat first?
That's a good question. That is a Reggie question. He's the tactician.
Reggie, I asked.
How many dots do I have in middle tactics? I have 3 dots. I reduced one of my dots during the proving.
Oh!
But I still roll alright. That's 16.
Okay, you're on open water, and because of the distance, you have a chance to set yourself up, and no matter what, you want to set yourself up either to prepare for them to come at you or for you to come at them. The big thing is you're going to be pierced with cannonballs, like chain shots, grape shots, that kind of thing. It's about disabling a ship, and you guys might be collateral damage, so you might be able to repair your way through, but if you're taking cannon fire, it's a big problem the second you get hit. Because the wind is going directly east, and that's the direction you're going, if they want to go for you, they have to go the same direction you're going. You could go like northeast and then force a big like surge against them, or you could use the fact that your square sail ships are already lagging behind, have them engage while you guys move southeast.
We might lose our square-sailed ships.
This is why I didn't want to get a whole bunch of people involved. You know, if we were just one ship sailing, no one would even notice us. We could get right on by.
And the pirates would have destroyed us.
They wouldn't have even noticed us.
Okay.
I'd say
square-sailed ships engage.
Yeah, I would say we would definitely want the sailed ships to be the ones to engage.
Yeah.
All right.
And we head southeast.
So currently, the square-sailed ships, there's one which is the South Sea, there's one that's the Free Anchors. You have 3 smaller mercenary ships and 3 of Long Runner ships that are more versatile as well.
Which ones would be best at fighting pirates?
That's a really good question.
Oh. I don't like this at all.
How many pirate ships are there?
You see 3, all sort of built the same as the South Sea, the Free Anchors, like larger, like mercenary-looking.
Well, we're going to want to fight them with at least 4 ships.
Yeah, we would want to.
So that-
Yeah.
Vesta, roll understand.
Dice, 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 dice.
Dice.
Goodness, what's my plus to... Is it way up here?
It's past all those fun images that I posted.
It's not these, is it?
Yeah, that's those 2. It's the bottom one.
Okay, so that's like a 7.
Okay. There's no one that really sticks out. You know that Long Runner and his group are like long-time fighty pirates. The South Sea and Free Anchors are well-armed. Any of the mercenaries are ready for a fight. That's about as much as you can glean. None of them seem enthusiastic or unenthusiastic. It's hard to tell without, like, getting real close, and if you get real close, the pirates are going to be on you.
I'd say probably Long Runner's ships and the mercenary ships would probably be enough to, like...
How many ships is that?
That would be 6.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll tell them to stay behind and engage the pirates. Because then they're double.
Pretty ballsy. I mean...
So you go up there, Henny, you take out the book that you've had since you were on the prior ship, like a series of like communication things. You pick out the sails from the sail box, bring them up top, and basically send the orders to the other ships visually for the orders that you're giving out. You see that the mercenaries and long runners like lag behind. As you're moving to the southeast, as if you want to slow down and tighten up, you can. Otherwise, the gap between the merchants and the square-sailed ships is going to get bigger. You're getting close to where you might be spread out towards the edge of line of sight.
I would say we definitely tighten up.
Okay.
Because we don't know what's going to happen with the pirate ships, so we might need to react a little bit better.
That is a good point.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys move... because you have to try and tighten up and it's imperfect, you end up going more like southeast a little bit. You move like down to the middle of the square and then over one. By now you guys are far away from any of the fog. You actually looked behind you as you were leaving, and you saw that it was one of those things where, like, you went into the fog and it was sudden, but as you left, it really wasn't, and you realized that there was a slowly gathering but thin storm spread over the area. You see from behind that long runners sort of engage in a standard armada, like, it's like a fleur de lis. Like, the first one goes off, like, gives them a nice heavy broadside, the other ones open up. And just at the edge of your vision, who would be inclined to watch this battle go down?
Me.
Not Vesta.
Henny would also be, like, biting her nails watching this happening.
Okay, so Reggie and Hetty, in spite of your rivalries, you're currently, like, leaning over the back of the boat, like, tracking, like, passing the spyglass back and forth. You're watching this go down as there's that fleur-de-lis formation. They split off and give broadsides and support. The mercenaries, you see two of them, they must have communicated from after you left. You weren't really watching their communications, but two of them are doing a big opening, and then there's one of them that's just a ballsy motherfucker. You see after that fleur-de-lis, in almost a suicidal move, one of them goes right between the three, and you wouldn't believe it if you didn't see the flashes, but you still kind of don't because you don't see the cannons. It's like this thing goes through a tiny mercenary ship, and it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then as it comes out, you see one of the ships starting to capsize, and the other one's like visibly the masts kind of shift as they take on massive amounts of water, and the mercenary ship comes out okay.
Oh my god. Is that normal?
No, that's nuts.
Okay, well...
That's Steel Fist level shit. I think that's exactly what I say as I hand the, like, telescope back to you, just like, that's some shit that Steel Fist would pull on that one.
Sheesh. Well, glad our allies are capable, I suppose.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
All right, time to roll some dice. You guys get a bit of distance. You regroup. You make sure everything's all right. You can see in the distance that like your ships got out of that for the most part unscathed, not sinking or anything. Everybody seems to be all right. And the other ones, they're still way behind you, but they've gotten through.
Okay. Do we want to wait for them?
No.
The wind is going north.
Now would be a good time to go northeast and make up that south distance that we did.
Good call,
Okay.
good call.
Northeast.
Okay.
I
As
would
the
say
wind
probably
shifts...
if we head northeast, we would be able to reunite with them going east. Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, are we planning to regroup with them, or are they kind of on their own now?
Why not regroup with them? We saw how badass they were.
That's sort of my thought.
Okay. Well, why don't we head northeast, see if they're trying to regroup with us, and then we could head northeast if they are.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys start heading northeast. You're really catching with the wind. You see, based on where they're going dead east with the same plan that you had to kind of meet up with them. So you end up moving and regrouping into a single group.
Perfect.
That being said, with the like roiling and twisting of the winds, things are overcast. It's not raining, it's not spitting, but it's the kind of thing where it could start raining fast without a lot of warning.
Okay.
So moving northeast, you basically move just a little bit south of the town near that island.
Okay.
All of your ships have rejoined the central mass, so you can start sort of picking who's ahead and who's behind from here. By now, it's getting closer to evening.
Okay. East.
Yeah, I mean, east is the way we're headed.
Somebody want to roll me odds or evens?
I'll do it. Odds. It's 4. God damn it.
Oh, good. So the wind goes from north to northeast, and it's blowing really fucking hard.
Okay.
Sorry, Maya is expressing her upsetness at being told to take a nap.
Yeah.
Hashtag resist.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Wait. Where is the wind blowing? Which direction is the wind blowing again?
Hard to the northwest.
To the northwest. Good. So this wind is just not in our favor
Yeah,
today.
this one sucks.
Well, it actually blows, technically.
Okay. Northeast. Continue. Northeast.
Yeah.
I guess, right?
Yeah, head 90 degrees to the wind, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, it's really blustering, and so you make really quick progress. You basically make it midway between the edge of the map and the first grid line, in terms of the horizontal ones, and then right on the grid line vertically, 1 square away from the edge of the map. You're moving really fast and on really choppy waters, and as the sun sets, your visibility and your ability to identify nearby ships just tanks.
Did I interpret that right, Will?
See if Twitch reacts correct. Let's see if Twitch reacts in time.
Because I moved it, and then moved it, and then moved it by my interpretations of how it was.
Okay, I don't know if anything's changed, but I've switched over. I'm looking at everything, and you haven't moved anything.
You might need to refresh, because I'm in the upper right corner now. Oh, sorry.
The blue?
I moved the wrong one. There we go.
Oh.
There we go. Silly
Yes,
me.
it was the blue. The blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, just basically there, just a little less far. Like a half square. Yeah, pretty perfect.
There we go.
Perfect.
There we go. Gang's all here.
The gang's all here.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy. Oh, man. Okay.
Yep.
The shirt really shows off my tits.
Nice.
I would have worn a different one.
Try to get us more followers on Twitch.
Yeah.
I mean, our views have been really high this episode, and I'd like to associate it with your tits.
Oh, thanks.
You know, Gabe,
appreciate
I'm proud of you. You really brought your titties for the session, and it's
Yeah, no.
today.
I think it's working out really well.
Yeah.
I would say that
It's
you're
like-
in tit-top shape.
Oh, hey, that's fun.
So it's by now it's getting closer to nighttime. It's dusk. There's kind of a gentle patter. You have to bail out just because, making sure to get that stuff done. There's not really heavy water coming on from the rain, just a little bit. What's the plan?
Do you want to dock for night?
Well, I feel like that's sort of the safe, sensible option with pirates being around, but at the same time, docking seems like a really bad idea when you're a wanted criminal.
I can't
Well-
dock here, can I?
Look at the adjacent squares. Where are you in the ocean?
We are basically, we have this island here that is not a part of the wants to kill Vesta zone. And then we have everything to our east wants to kill Vesta.
Yeah. Can we go north? Could you switch to the northern one?
Going north.
North is mostly open ocean.
Yeah. With some also not wanting to kill Vesta, but easily accessible from the want to kill Vesta unit.
Can you go south? Yeah, southeast of where you are currently. Just for my sake. Perfect, thank you.
Yeah. That would
Germany?
Be
I know what I need to know.
right. That would be right around where Delta is on the next map. There you go.
Do
Okay.
we want to dock for nighttime? Do people?
You
Not usually.
It wouldn't be a question. You're not close to a dock. It would be a question of anchoring or forming some sort of flotilla. From here, you could probably anchor. You're not too far from shore, so your anchor should reach all the way to the bottom without being troublesome.
Okay.
I don't think it would be a bad idea to anchor up.
Yeah,
Well-
let's anchor then.
Yeah, I mean, worst thing that can happen is we get attacked in the middle of the night and we all drown. So,
we have watches.
I'm going to give you guys a chance to discuss that.
Oh, and we could even do the watches with the other ships. So it's like
Yeah.
long runners.
Yeah.
Thing. That way we
I don't like
have one ship.
I do not enjoy being in a group this large. It stresses me out.
He says that he travels on a road with like a group of 20 people and like 2 caravans before.
This is true, but it wasn't like if we had like 20 different wagons all galumping down the road, that'd be just too many.
Yeah,
We did.
we
Like
had
20 different
we had 3 wagons, fucking clumping up on a road. And
We took up most of the road.
yeah,
I've been trying to draw you guys, and they've come out really unflattering, and I don't really want to show you.
oh, show me.
But that's
show me
why
down.
that's
Show me
why I
down.
asked about your haircut.
Yeah, okay.
To be fair, I draw myself very unflatteringly, so
Okay, let me here. I'll make a good final copy one.
oh,
Let me
okay,
take a look at
yeah,
that
you
one.
do that.
I've been playing around with how your hair looks.
Ken's?
Yeah,
It's because I'm in desperate need of a haircut.
yeah, it's a good look.
Why didn't you get a haircut then?
Because
Hello?
I can't.
Hello.
Oh,
Okay. Anything I need to know before jumping back on the GM train?
I need a haircut.
No. Oh well, yeah.
Ken needs a haircut.
That's about it.
I mean, I kind of like it. Can you give me like an e-boy flip?
Oh God! All right, fucking. There we go.
Okay.
You hear about all these e-boys. You never hear about any of the e-girls,
Oh no,
I
you
feel
hear
like
a
that
lot
was a
about
really-
the girls.
Oh.
I feel like that was a really popular haircut in like my middle school. The guys would have like the long beaver hair
Yep.
Back when
where it would like
That's what
come
I had.
across
This is
here.
literally, if you want to know what I looked like in elementary school, picture a bit more baby face, obviously not the beard, but this exact fucking haircut.
The thing is, though, when it comes to men's haircuts, it's basically like it's a combination of options, like the
Mhm.
D&D alignments. Like on the one axis, you have little, decent bit, lots, and on the other axis, you have like out of the way, just kind of there, doing stuff with it. And those are all men's haircuts. Like mine, out of the way, and there's really not a lot of it. That's my haircut. Ken's got a decent bit, not really doing a lot with it.
Yeah.
Gabe's got a medium amount, and he's not doing a lot with it. There we go, haircuts.
yeah.
I think
would
that's a
say
pretty good
if we're
approximation.
counting Chelsea for like more androgynous haircuts,
Well,
how do
same
I-
category as Gabe.
Found that.
Is it
Yeah.
there?
All right. Fair.
There you
valid.
is.
Valid. I accept this.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys anchor out. You guys anchor your way down. You're here with the rest of the ships. You have a chance to touch base. When you anchor, you kind of like take up a swath of space based on where the waves go and where the wind takes you. You furl your sails up. How are you orienting yourselves? Are there ships on the outside, on the inside, to the north,
Oh.
south, east, or west?
I feel like, I mean, this is just me, but I feel like you don't want to pack the ships in too tightly in case we have to go quick. I feel like you almost want sort of them all in one direction so that when the wind picks up, we can move fast if we have to.
A loose collection of ships.
Mhm.
Did you say in one direction or in one big group?
I was thinking in like you don't want to circle the wagon, so to speak, because then the ship in the middle can't move anywhere. So you'd want to have them in like loose enough the wind will affect them and kind of like.
No, like if you're anchoring for the sake of not ramming into other ships, you have like a good few hundred meters on each
Okay.
side. No matter what. It's just a question of like, are you a bigger group over a larger area? Are you as tight as you can be? No matter what, the little ship would be able to get out.
As tight as we can be then.
Tight.
Tight.
All right.
Wait, like a toiger.
Like a toiger.
What?
Awesome Powers joke. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Okay. Okay.
Russian toit. You guys get in close. You see now that you've anchored out that there's a few people coming on rowboats. The captain's coming to touch base with you, and you see from a few of the other ships, like rowboats just getting together. There's some people just like clanging theirs together between the ships, sharing a drink, having conversations, switching over to different ships. Between like the crews, like long runners, where people will go from ship to ship. Are you guys having any conversations, or just trying to get rest for the morning?
Reggie is either just getting rest for the morning, like he's halfway in between getting rest for the morning and talking to Steelfist about how dope that pirate battle was.
Fist is probably resting.
All right, so Reggie, you and Steelfist are kind of like late. It's not like late, but you're just like on the deck, leaning back against like a bit of railing, kind of going like, "Yeah, it was so cool." Fucking like, bam, bam, bam. How many even was it? Like, was it shooting the other ones? And kind of like hush, talking to each other, so you're not waking too many people up. Because you're in the middle of the group, because you are the ones being escorted, you're not keeping watch through the night unless you choose to keep like extra redundant watch.
I think that Henny has probably asked Bea and Red if they would like to play a small sort of board game, just in a desperate bid to try and get her mind off of everything.
Just a quick one, like
just a quick one.
Game,
hey,
card game
Red,
one
do you...
so it doesn't interfere with the bed, like Hearthstone.
Yeah, like Red. Like honestly, a game of Hearthstone doesn't take too long. Like Red, do you have any sort of like a quick game, a quick fun, sort of non-competitive, just a fun little thing we could do to try and get our minds off this?
Red just kind of goes like, I have a few. I guess this one's okay. And he pulls out a game. Chelsea? First chunk?
Birds.
Sorry?
Birds.
Birds? Ken?
Birds.
Oh, me? Battling.
Alright, that means it's game time.
Fascists.
That was going a direction, then Gabe just slapped it in another.
Yeah.
Birds battling fascists.
Yeah. It's I feel like it really took off after sort of that whole Rookery Hill incident.
Yeah, so you guys take out a controversial game that people aren't really mad about anymore, but 10 years ago they were furious. Especially in the part of the land that was the fascists.
Oh my god, oh no.
You sort of expend a few hands, you're like, aha, I put down my rooker. Oh, but I move my message from here to here, to move this battalion on the far side of the map to here. And you're sort of like 3 hands in. It's still pretty early in the night. Like, the moon just started to rise. Like, you don't see any more color, but like you just hit capital N night.
Yeah.
At which point you see... Let's roll me a die. So coming sort of away from... Actually, where are you on the map again?
We're on like the very edge corner of the map.
Excellent. So coming at you more or less from open ocean to the northwest of you, it's way too soon when you notice them, and you hear actually you hear the bells and you hear people going like, machine, something like that. You guys still haven't gotten ready for bed or anything, so you're right in action and getting ready and hauling up the anchors. There's some ships coming in that don't have masts or sails. You just see 2 long, flat things.
Steelfist, is that normal?
Steelfist just looks at them and he goes, "Nah, I ain't never seen one of those. I heard about them, though."
0 to 10 danger rating?
It's just a boat with that wind. We can deal with it.
Okay. Okay, sure. Okay. No need to panic.
So who was in which... What was your geographic orientation for your cluster?
That is a good question. I was thinking whichever way the wind was blowing, we just kind of drop anchor in that direction. Facing that way.
You can't drop anchor in that... You can't face a direction like that. When you drop an anchor, there's a link from the bottom of your boat to the ground, and you basically go, which is why you need all that opening, is because you'll drift back, forth, change directions all night.
Learning more about boats every day. That sounds like hell to try and sleep on. Then I guess...
Just like that, I think.
I feel like we'd want to have some of our heavy hitters at the front and some of our heavy hitters at the back.
Yeah.
But what's front and back? This isn't front and back. This is north, south, east, west.
Yeah, I think this formation is pretty good. So we got some heavy hitters to our north and our west. And then we got the mercenaries to our, like, southwest.
Yeah, I think exactly like that.
Long runner ships to our southeast. And then the merchants to our dead east.
All right. So it's the ones to your north and west that are able to engage the fastest. You guys could probably move to engage if you wanted to, or you could move to escape. That being said, it's one of those things where, like, you're going to raise your anchor, have your sails ready, and then you're going to be in a fight as you're escaping.
What is this ship? Does anybody explain that to me? Like,
it's some sort of ship that doesn't have like a machine, like a dwarven tech, right? That would be.
Has Reggie perhaps heard of any ships like this being used?
These were not in the war.
Ooh, new tech.
Okay. Oh, terrifying. Well, it's probably very old tech, but
we don't really have any good guns, do we? I think we should just run for it.
You have cannons.
Us and the merchants.
We do have
And anything that you've brewed, Vesta, you can shove in the cannons.
all of your 10 fire bombs.
Oh, there's more than that.
Yeah, what do you have in your arsenal right now, by the by? Strictly speaking, you did have a lot of time to go out and forage, like bits of herbs and concoct them into whatever you might have chosen, but what you got?
Hey, do these fireballs make my arsenal look fat?
Now, would I have used all of my wildling salt when I threw it at...
I believe so.
Out.
Okay. I do have a lot... Now, I had a lot of poison reagents on me, so I probably turned those into... I also just have poison bombs.
Mm-hmm.
I also have, quite a lot of cold bombs and quite a lot of cold reagents on me. I haven't been keeping track, though, because I'm bad at this game, but
I'll say rule of cool for this session because you haven't needed any of your bombs for a long time. You've been quote unquote preparing in your kitchen, which I presume at any time that Vesta's in the kitchen, it's one of those dramatic contrasts, like on this side of the frame. Check the stew. Pack the gunpowder, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think you can assume any time that Henny has been freaking out, Vesta has been making bombs.
And Henny's been freaking out.
And Henny has been freaking out. There's 2 or 3 whole sessions of Henny being like, ah! And that whole time Vesta was like, man.
You know what I'm going to say rule of cool. Anything that you made, you're consuming this session. You don't count any of your bombs. You just have them. And then once this session ends, whatever you have in your inventory is exactly what you have in your inventory because you used all that in the fight.
Okay.
All right.
Sure.
So what you loading up?
Fire bombs.
All right.
I think.
So you get them ready in
the... some cold bombs. No, wait. Poison.
You said that with such a straight face.
Better yet, acid. No, wait. Lightning
no, wait.
bombs. Wait, no. Force bombs. No, fire bombs.
So, 2020 deciding what to do next month be like.
So the wind is going north, and these guys came from the northwest, so they don't care about the wind. They don't need sails. That's how they're coming in at you, but that's what you have to deal with sailboats.
All right. Fire bombs. Let's load them up.
You have 2 cannons. I'll say that you have 2 cannons aside, so you can combo 2 together.
Okay. Fire poison.
All right.
Yes, sir.
So you've got them loaded, and you're just waiting for the opportunity to fire them. You're starting to head. Which direction are you heading with the rest of the ships?
Well, Reggie, would it be better to go towards them to engage, or should we head away from them? Or should we head perpendicular?
Well, to engage, it's always better to go towards, but military tactics, to see what I say.
You're all just raising anchor and you're really close. If this thing, especially because it doesn't have masts and it looks to be really low and flat, if it can get too close to you, you might be all crossfire from there.
Okay.
It's almost spread out, eh?
Perpendicular.
Spreading out, perpendicular, surrounding wouldn't be the worst
Yeah.
idea. Just surround at a distance.
All right,
Yeah,
so
so
you
you can
guys-
circle it.
You guys open by kind of having everybody scatter. This thing gets in there, and you see it fire off a couple of shots at a merchant ship that visibly starts to dip to the side a little bit.
Oh, no.
There's some crossfire that doesn't land on either ship. As you're getting away, you sort of like curve as you're going to encircle, and you have a nice opening. You fire off one and then the other. They land, both of them hits. First with the fire, there's a boom, and then the poison, you can see it illuminated by the flame kind of like bake over this thing.
Nice shot, Reginald.
The ship actually seems to be almost impervious to any of the damage that might have come off of that, but it's now on fire, so it's a lot easier to see in the night.
Okay.
What do we see
okay.
of the
Someone
crew?
else?
What do we see of the crew?
Which crew?
The crew of the illuminated ship that is bathed in fire.
You see basically no one on the decks, really. It seems to be all like sealed off with like roofs and shit.
If I take the spyglass, what is the ship made of now that it's like on fire?
So as you're looking in, it looks to be coated in a lot of brass steel. There's definitely wood. There's stuff that's catching, which is why it's still on fire, but this is predominantly sheeted off in metal.
Okay.
Lightning.
That's
Lightning?
the other thing, Henny. What you also notice with this ship is that as it's coming in, there's a faint bluish glow towards the aft section that seems to be coming out from some of the portholes.
Okay. Dwarf Tech is blue, or at least those big mechs. They say they were blue. Was there anything that's bad against them? Lightning? Do you have any lightning bombs?
Probably do. Lightning. Let's do it.
All right.
Okay.
So you load them up. By now, you're encircling these ships. One of them is basically in the death zone in the middle of everybody getting crossfired. The other one, however, managed to get out of there in time and is currently encircling the far end away from you guys. You're moving the opposite circular direction to them, so you're going to meet them before too long if you just kind of keep your course.
Keep our course. Well, maybe it's good to pile on the death zone ship. Get that down.
I'm wondering... There's no druid shit that I can do to slow the other ship down, because I don't have control of water, do I?
You don't control the water. You control what's in the water.
I could ask the animals to just kind of like fuck with their ship, or I could ask the algae to grow and interfere with their inner workings.
All right, boss, give us a week or two.
Oh no, we're getting blended.
All right. Is that what you want to go for, Reggie?
I think I do. I think I want to call to the animals, not.
All right. And Vesta, you're loading lightning, right?
Yeah.
All right. Are you aiming at the one that's in the middle?
Sorry. Yeah, it's the one in the middle.
Why is
All
my
right.
blend filter on?
So, Reggie, you want to give me a druid roll?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Poor Alex.
Would be a 16.
All right. So you reach out and you kind of have a vague sense when things are far away. This is going to take some time to get in there, but there's a lot of distant things, but there's one big one that is coming with you.
Ooh.
Vesta, you move on. You're kind of like, with all of your arms, you're sitting there with 2 of those like fire sticks, and you fire off both cannons, and they boom, and then sort of like 1, 2 hit this thing, and there's a big shattering, and then by now the fire is just kind of flickering, but all of the like light from inside the portholes, all of the glow from the engine just flickers for a second. As that happens, there's a whoomp, and the ship seems to kind of capsize. It goes whoosh. Things are dark. And you don't really see detail, but something big and dark just bumps this thing, and it goes over the mercenary ships, and the ship just spears into the far side of the water.
Oh, man.
Reginald, was that you?
I mean, it was the whale.
Okay. I'm sorry we made fun of your algae.
Reggie, as a druid, that was definitely not a whale, and you're not sure how long you can keep it on your side.
Ooh.
So, Reginald, how long do you think you can keep that thing on our side?
We'll worry about that when it stops.
Oh, just like old times. Okay.
Goodness. Okay. Let's turn towards the next ship. Because there's 2 of them, right?
Mm-hmm. So by now, the other ship has taken a decent bit of fire. It's still going. It seems to be really doomed. And as it's getting closer to you, you see something big unfurl from like some sort of like clamp. This big machinery of some sort. It heats up, and this ship just gives you a broadside. This big red sort of whomp, and it cuts your foremast. Your mainmast is fine. It shredded your sail a decent bit, but you just like got lasered across the mast.
Ooh.
Okay. I didn't know Will was planning to recreate the classic movie Battleship.
Oh, yes,
Okay.
the classic.
With hit celebrity Rihanna?
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
I'm pretty
I
sure
don't think
she
anyone has. I don't think Rihanna has.
She showed up and just...
I want a lightning bomb and a cold bomb.
All right.
Okay.
So you load in 1 of each, and you get them ready. Anybody else going for any moves? Reggie, you have 1 of 2 options: aggravate or pacify.
Pacify. Pacify.
Yeah, I'll go pacify. Fine. Will's definitely giving me hints of, please don't aggravate this enough, while actually, from Will, it's, please aggravate this more.
I mean, if it's full disclosure in terms of my Dungeon Masterly intent, it's... You can fuck this up further, and you can fuck it up less. And if you fuck it up less, you get rewards from being cautious. And if you fuck it up more, your reward is the fuckery.
I rolled a 10, so it's probably good that I was going for pacify instead of an aggravate.
Alright, so you get these things loaded, and Vesta, you basically, like, you've got, who do you have manning the cannons with you? Reggie, right? Or is Reggie focusing too much?
I'm focused on
Reggie, yeah. Reggie was helping me with the cannons.
I've taken over with my superior mathematics, calculating those angles.
Sure.
Actually, yeah, that's absolutely it. You follow along with Steel Fist. He taught you this, and it was one of those things that he expected to take all day, but you've measured the distance from your hand to your shoulder. It's like firing a gun. You have your thumb out. You calculate the angles based on your previous shots, and they're ready. And you give this thing a real close broadside. There's a bit of a delay. The cold one hits first, strikes this thing, and you can see it kind of warp a little. There's kind of like a swoosh that implies a little bit of water got into the side of the hull, not a lot. And as you hit it with the lightning, there's a big spattering of sparks that come out from a couple of different holes on the near and far side of the hull. Reggie, you're holding onto this thing, and you're trying to go like, all right, it's okay. It almost lunges towards it lunges towards the South Sea, but then the limb sort of goes towards the other ship, and you see this thing you're not sure. This is just a big thing underwater. You expect a tentacle, but you see a hand just grab this ship, crunch it, and yank it underwater. The one that was already thrown over.
What have I called?
Was that one of our friends' ships?
No, that was the first one that you downed.
Okay.
So you guys are... The wind is still heading north. You're starting to rally. You've raised anchor. This ship just took a broadside from you, and now you're not going to catch up to it for a while. You've gone opposite directions.
Okay.
I am terrible.
Okay, well, Reginald, what the hell was that?
It's big.
Is big.
Do you not screen your calls? Oh my god, okay. What would I have to roll to have some semblance of what the hell this thing is?
I'm going to say the highest of nature, arcana, and politics.
Okay, well...
Anything this big, a politics roll would give you something.
Okay, I believe that's just 2 dice.
It would have come up at some point.
Yeah, so that is a 15.
And which one was the highest?
Yeah, that would have been politics. It'd probably be the highest.
All right. So this thing beneath the sea, you just figure it's a sea demon. You've heard of these. They've been around since the apocalypse. And it's one of those things that's like a colloquialism. They're not actually demons. These are technically mortal monsters, but yeah, you just don't make them mad and you're usually fine. Some ships just disappear, though. They're the main predator for sperm whales.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay. Reginald to summon a sea demon. Maybe if you summon a sperm whale, it'll eat that instead of us.
Not picking up any sperm whales around, and I don't think it really cares much for krill.
Okay, great. Well,
don't worry, it's got the attitude of my ex. I know what I'm doing.
I'm glad to see you're over her.
We're doomed.
Oh my god. Well, Reginald, if it has the attitude of your ex, it'll probably just sort of leave you with one of these.
I love the boomer energy of like, you're fighting this ship, this claw comes out and just rends a ship and yanks it underwater. It's like, Reginald, who did you call? And he's like, my ex-wife.
My ex-wife. And that is 100% the energy of what Reggie is saying. It is very much just like, this is just my ex-wife, it's fine.
Okay, well, I'm glad you're sort of coming to terms with that whole breakup. Can you please tell it to leave?
I'm working on it.
Okay, Reginald.
Right. Reggie, you get the sense that as long as you all leave, capital N now, this thing's going to have enough boats to chew on with the one that's probably going down and the one that's already fully down.
We should probably just not be here.
Okay. Time to go. Full speed ahead in the different direction.
Man, this really is like Reginald's wife.
All right, the wind is pointing north.
You know, because he went full speed ahead in the opposite direction.
North, east.
Yeah, we definitely just... No, the fuck northeast. Let's just go north. Just fucking book it.
North
it is.
All right, you guys move ahead at full sail. The merchant ships fall a little bit behind. One of them seems to be falling a bit further behind as it's taking on water. You get away, but everyone has to start slowing down without getting that far because this merchant ship is starting to sink.
Okay, let's fix the ship.
Well, okay, yeah, we'll sort of pull up alongside this ship, I guess, and see if we can communicate, see how bad the damage is. Is this like an evacuate situation, or like get us some fucking planks situation?
No, like this is it sailed to get the fuck out of whatever the hell that was as it was taking on water, and now it's going underwater.
Okay.
Okay, so we should get everybody off of it?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's find some ropes, lower them, get people out. Any cargo we can salvage.
Okay.
So, Reggie, based on the thing that you brought to this fight, you feel a whole lot of life moving the same direction you are away from this thing.
I mean, we've gotten away from it, right? It's not like it's going to turn on us and start attacking it. I'm gonna ask some of the life to probably, like, assist in both, like, small things try and plug holes, larger things like dolphins try and, like, help. They're intelligent.
Right, so
they know what help means.
You're on the way, sort of like turning around, lowering your sails a little bit to slow up to get back to help people out. And it's in the middle of the night. You guys did basically a midnight escape from this thing. And this ship's mast goes under and you just lose it. You see the dolphins kind of indicating with hops in the area. Otherwise, you have absolutely no idea where any of these people are. Roll Druid.
Alright. Nope, fuck, drop the dice. Alright, so that is another 10. I seem to be rolling 16s and 10s, and that is all I'm able to roll today.
Alright, you can sense that these things are herding them towards the nearest ship, which happens to be yours right now.
Okay.
Alright.
You wait a little ways, and you see that there's a few sailors just kind of like holding on to like dolphin fins and stuff as they pull them closer.
All right, I've been lowering ropes this whole time to try and help them get out.
Yep. So there's a bunch of ropes down, and already you get like 1, 2, 3, 4. You're at 6, and then it's like a worrying like, oh shit, is there going to be a 7? And then you get the 7th, and they tell you that's everyone from the ship.
Okay.
Okay. Good work on the start there, Reginald. Could have worked on the dismount a bit.
I think that went exceptional.
I stare at the sort of the ripples where the ship used to be.
That ship was sinking to begin with.
Well, I mean, everyone got out.
Yeah,
That was not. Okay. That was not the effect of whatever the fuck I summoned.
This is true. I'm not sort of blaming you for this. I'm just.
Gosh, it's time for bed. It's midnight.
Yeah. So you guys are down to 1 merchant ship remaining. There's no room for them on the boat. You have Captain Sparkles and crew with you.
Yay, we saved Captain Sparkles.
You hear kind of gotta wait for the giant sea demon ship sank, but we're alright. We're
Not sure
okay.
what that was.
We can do this. We can buy a new ship.
Okay, well, sorry for, your ship. Do you want to play Birds Battling Fascists?
There's kind of like a, can we have a bed energy you get. You don't get a response, but you get the energy.
Yeah, so we don't have any extra beds here, but...
Did we not have any extra beds?
We have some blankets I'm sure we can find.
We could also go to the other merchant... Like, the other merchant ship might have extra beds. Can we ask them?
You know, it's me and Bea can share a bed, so that's 1 bed that we freed up.
You guys can take my bed. I don't need it.
The other one of you actually recognize based on the sail pattern, the like crazy bastard ship pulls up nearby. They've got room.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll unload some people onto there.
So
and then figure out the bed situation.
The fun thing about tonight, aside from the crippling anxiety of this ridiculous plan we have, was that there was a bunch of questions that were immediately answered with an even larger, worse question. So,
I once had a captain in the military, and he used to always tell me, "There's always a bigger fish." And I think tonight that was proven accurate.
The oceans are finite. So, logically, there is a fish that is the biggest.
Reggie leaps down from a high platform behind Boru. Hello there.
Hello there. Oh my god.
All right, so there's people with places to sleep, and you guys are able to spend the rest of the night. It's dawn when you're ready to raise anchor and get moving again.
All right, let's keep it moving.
Is there any sort of, what is it? Jetsam and/or floatsam from the capsized ship that would be worth salvaging, or?
It looks like everything was sold off, prepared for this kind of thing.
Okay.
There's like some shattered planks and stuff like that, but it looks like for the most part, the ship kind of just went down and managed to trap most of the cargo.
Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. So give me an odds and evens again. Long odds.
Okay, I say evens. I got an even and an odd.
Okay. So the wind is going dead south. It's kind of strong, but the water's choppy, so it's one of those, like, you're moving at half sail faster than you'd like against rough water kind of things. You guys want to pull up the map?
Yep.
Would that I could. Maya, no.
I'll get rid of that. And I'm assuming we're in the next... Are we starting this in the next quadrant because of how we sailed away, or...
No.
Okay.
So from where you are, you guys are heading which direction again?
Well, we were heading north and east.
Yeah, we might want to shift it to be northeast, definitely.
The wind is going hard to the south right now.
Yeah, but I mean, we can't really go too far east because we're, like, going along the coastline, basically.
We did head north at some point last night.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was enough to make any difference.
No.
I don't think so.
Okay. Because wind is heading south?
Yep.
Goodness. Wind against us all the time.
Every time.
Could do like a northeast or...
Could we go east with a southern wind?
Yeah.
Yeah.
East.
Yeah, let's head east.
But if we head east, we're heading directly into the shore. Like,
Yeah,
we're going
no.
along the
Oh.
Vesta coastline
I
at
see.
that point. Because it's
Okay.
literally like, once we do that, there's literally nothing.
I think we got to zigzag. Go northeast, northwest, northeast. Because we want to go north right now, basically.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's head northeast, see how that goes.
Okay. I'll say that you guys tack back and forth against the wind to head north. Would that be kind of what you're going for?
That's kind of what we're trying to do, yeah.
Okay, so you basically make it vertically, just kind of, you know how far you are from the edge now? Just as far on the other side of the quadrant.
Okay.
So, like, not there, like, there?
Yeah. There's kind of like a pervasive morning fog over the sea. You can't see very far at all.
Here we go.
So any idea why we were attacked by mechanical ships?
I can think of several reasons. Particularly that they don't want us to get to Hammerhold.
Right. I was sort of thinking Life Drinkers too. You wouldn't suppose they'd be just ordinary pirates.
No. Definitely.
With the fog, you guys are surprised by a ship moving quickly directly in the opposite direction. It's actually one of those, like, there's an oot from an obviously non-hostile ship, and it ends up going straight through the middle of your armada. You look down, and you just see a bunch of terrified-looking, like, Craghold land sailors. You see they seem to be carrying just, like, crates of coal.
Yeah.
Okay, well...
Let's head northeast. Is the wind changing at all, or?
So by now it's about mid-morning. The wind hasn't changed, unfortunately.
Okay. Northeast, I think.
East northeast probably, because we can head a little bit more east now, because our goal is to head above Raven's Rook, like sort of hook around.
Not even. Like, we almost need to head directly north.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's head north. Zigzagging.
Zagging, chopping.
You guys kind of like... You literally go from the middle of this square to the top edge of the tiny square you're in. You zigzag, and the wind weakens and weakens, and by the end of the 2-hour period that you spend fighting it, you've gone basically nowhere. Through this, you see other ships like full sail, but with very weak wind, just gently passing by through the fog as it starts to fade.
Yeah.
It seems to be largely merchant ships. You see a few Craghold Land, like... military ships, but they're just watching you. As long as you don't go ashore, they can't do anything.
You know, we really wouldn't be drawing this much attention if it was just one ship. You know, I keep saying that, and it's probably getting annoying, but I can't help but think about it. Every time.
What draws a lot of attention? A sea
Yeah,
demon.
but... yeah, I didn't want to bring that up because it was very impressive.
Yeah,
and,
it also
sort of
sends a very specific message of maybe don't fuck with us.
I think it would be able to send that message if anyone survived. Because right now,
Trunk just kind of shrugs and he goes, "I know I'm normally the comforting one, but that first military engagement, single ship, we'd be dead in the water, just like that. We needed this armada real bad."
I suppose you're right. I'm not used to being in the sort of group that would draw the attention of a coal sort of transport. You know, that's a little too conspicuous for my taste.
You guys see a couple more merchant ships pass. They're actually kind of dense here.
Oh, we are very close to the Raven Serpent stuff.
Yeah. Like, everything out of the bay would have to come through here.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Goodness.
The wind suddenly starts to pick up going northwest.
Hey, that's better than dead south.
That is much better than dead south.
Yeah, let's go north.
So it's getting closer to noon by now. The wind, as it's picked up, is pulling away the fog, but it almost seems to be wisping off of the edge of your ship. You sort of like squint and look over the edge, and you see that there's just these like foggy figures of pirates like clawing their way desperately off like the edge of your bow onto your ship.
Bea, you're seeing this too, right?
Yeah, what, fuck. And Bea, like, quickly runs just towards, like, the edge of the door, towards below decks, takes out a shotgun, and then fires off the edge.
I peer over the edge. I was just going to peer over the edge to see if the pirate was affected by a shotgun.
So this is like a form coalescing out of mist. So as you look over and the shot is fired, like the scattering of it just poof dissipates a big chunk of the mist, and the rest kind of goes away. There's a handful of them that are starting to clamber over, and they go to brandish weapons, but you quickly sort of like whack, whack. You guys mobilize and get them off of the decks.
Sweet.
Okay, well, ghost pirates are weak to shotguns.
And you're heading north, you said, right?
Yes.
Okay, you guys make it 2.5 squares north.
All right.
I think that's as far north as we need to go.
Yeah.
Now that you're going more or less with the wind, the square-sailed ships are gaining on the triangle-sailed.
There we go.
Okay.
All right. Now northeast.
Yeah, if we look at the next map, yeah, northeast would get us directly over Raven's Rook.
That's what we want.
All right. Luckily, you guys are starting to turn more easterly because the wind goes right back to south again.
Good.
Okay.
Good that we got all our northern direction.
Got all the north out of our system. Yeah.
Watch, now that we need to go south, it'll switch on us.
Oh, no, of course it would. The wind is a fickle mistress. And I look to Steelfist for confirmation.
Yep. Mistress Fickle and whatnot. So you guys are heading... Which way are you heading?
Northeast.
Yeah, northeast.
Alright, you guys make a decent bit of headway. About the same, 2 squares diagonally northeast.
Okay. So I will put us there, and then I need to move these fucking things out of the way. Get out of the way. Let me select the thing.
We 1 square above Ravensbrook, right?
Yeah.
There?
You would be... No. Start... Yeah, right there.
Okay.
No, wait, no, back east 1 square. Or west, rather.
There.
No, north 1 now.
Okay. I was never there.
There you go. There we go.
Perfect. Now we want to go east. Or almost southeast.
Yeah. Yeah.
If it stays south, but now it's going to go northwest.
Yes. Directly northwest. 100%.
Of course.
We could dip into tall trees and walk from...
You guys actually see there's a storm coming in from the north that's following the southerly wind and starting to gain on you.
Okay, well...
That's fine.
If we go... Actually...
You guys are all in one big group. As you've gone back sort of against the southerly wind, you've grouped up again.
Would it be worthwhile for us to go to Tall Trees?
No, I think we want to go to... We're trying to get to Ravensbrook. We want to go to Ravensbrook.
No, we don't want to go to Ravensbrook. We want to go...
No, we don't.
We want to go somewhere around here on these ports. That way we can
if you go to your current quadrant, you would all know this. You see how it says tall trees and you can't actually see the city thing?
Yes.
Basically, where a bunch of those roads converge, it's on the edge of the quadrant, and I think it got cut off by the way we're doing the maps. But that city, it's a wide river that goes up there. The kind of thing where the rest of the Armada would have to, lay back, but you guys could sail upriver if you wanted, or you could get off at any number of those port towns and start going inland. But, just to be absolutely clear, just on the 2% chance that jokes weren't just jokes, you cannot sail the Hammerhold. You have to hit the land now.
I think heading to southeast and landing on one of these ports, it gives us the least amount of land distance to travel, which makes it...
This is true.
...the best, in my opinion.
There's also a storm coming in, though.
There is a storm coming in.
Who wants to roll me odds or evens?
I don't think we'll be able to outrun it. I will do it.
Is it long odds?
Stormal.
Even! I got even!
Okay.
All right. So you said you're going southeast, right?
Yes, that is the plan.
Yeah.
So the wind picks up nice and strong dead south in just the right way where, just like before, the merchant ships are going to lag, the square-sailed ones are moving ahead. But, if you're here and the storm is here, you go foof and just bypass the storm.
Perfect.
All right.
Okay. Sounds good.
You move, 2.5 squares east-southeast. You end up having to go a little ways around to get sort of on the far side of the merchant trade route that hooks past Ravensbrook.
So something like that? East-southeast kind of thing?
2 squares.
That would be half. That would be 1. And then sort of like a diagonal?
Yeah, right there. Perfect.
Okay. More
So
southeast?
you guys are in a bay. You guys are in like a large geographical area that's colloquially referred to by not really like by people, quote unquote, but like sailors call it the Bay of a Thousand Sails. Here, there's a weird, like, off feeling because there's tons of ships, fishing boats, major transports, like a few different nations' military ships in this area transporting larger, like, galleons and stuff like that. There's just ships everywhere, and because of all the witnesses, no one's trying anything.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's actually good, and we can sort of blend in.
By
Yeah.
now, it's the late afternoon.
I would like to see them try and fight a sea demon here.
I'm sure the collateral damage would be catastrophic.
All right.
Yeah.
Southeast.
The wind is pointing dead east.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I think we need to keep going southeast, so.
All right. The wind kind of flips on you slightly. You switch your sails. The square-sailed ships gain a little bit more. The merchants a little bit less. Now either ones are getting closer to the edge of your sight. You end up going like directly southeast, like 2 diagonal squares to the middle of that one.
There you go.
It's getting closer to evening. They're still light, but you're starting to get the oranges and magentas.
No.
Now we kind of want to go east, right?
Yeah, we would definitely want to go like dead east. Yeah. Definitely.
Okay. Well, this is the home stretch. They would be absolutely ridiculous to try anything here, and that's exactly why now we have to be more on guard than ever. Because we won't be expecting it, and that's when they'll strike.
So, Henny, you say this, and you're full, like, scruffed, wild-eyed, and no one disagrees with you.
This is where I would have my stupid plan.
Yeah.
Well, my stupid plan would have done this all on foot, so...
That would have taken
All right.
a lot longer.
East.
Okay.
We go with east.
You guys sail east through some nice, wide open air. There's no big storms or anything. It's getting dark, but because it's nice and clear, you can still see pretty far. The wind holds steady at the exact same direction, and now that you're moving dead east, you're fully with it. There's only one ship that's got a triangle sail, and it's a merchant ship. And now that you're getting this close, they seem willing to break off and kind of like rejoin the crowd. Do you give them the signal that it's good?
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
They fade into the rest of the merchant ships like nothing ever happened.
Cool.
okay.
You make some decent enough headway. Do you want to move over another square?
Oh, like, I accidentally touched the quadrant button. But it didn't update. Weird. I'll just push it back anyway. Nope, that went further back. My maps have stopped updating. Oh, there we go. Okay. Don't worry, mild panic as technology continues to screw with me.
Sorry, not square. Not one square. I need to go 1 quadrant over.
Oh, jeez. I had it right.
Okay, so you make it dead in the middle of the water that's there. By now, because it's very clear, it's night, but you can see kind of like the distant light and smoke of some villages. They're like way beyond line of sight. Now's the time that you might want to anchor unless you're night sailing.
I personally would not want to get into port in the middle of the night where we could be attacked.
Yeah.
Well, I personally wouldn't want to be here in the middle of the harbor in the middle of the night where we can be attacked. I feel like I would rather be attacked where, you know, we don't have sort of drowning on either side of us.
I'd rather be attacked when we have people to defend.
Okay.
I think we should anchor. Wait until morning and then sail into port. Because there's going to be people there going to try to assassinate us.
Right. I just... Okay, no, you're right.
All right, you guys weigh your anchors and spend the night. You don't really have a deep sleep. You're waiting for something to happen, but nothing does through the night. Morning comes, and it's easily early morning by... Which port you going to?
Directly north?
I mean, it depends on the wind, but yeah.
That is the closest as the crow flies.
So which one are you indicating right now? I can't see what you're...
What's the wind?
The port that would be directly, like, northeast of us. Like, the one, like...
The village? That's right. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So the wind is going, like, southeasterly. So to get there, you kind of have to tack back and forth, but even if you're moving slow, you still get there by mid-morning.
Okay, well...
As you guys approach, the rest of the Armada kind of just stays out in the bay. You dock, and you can see that there's... It's not like there are people waiting for you, like there wasn't a crowd or anything, but the few dock workers that are there, like, notice the conspicuous mass amount of well-armed ships that brought you here, and these are locals, and you get the look that indicates they kind of know what's going on.
So,
I feel famous. You know?
So that's where I'm going to leave this off with you guys. For the sake of ease, I'll say that you leave behind the wagons and horses because it's you're just heading forward on foot, and that's where we're going to pick it up next time.
You say famous like it's a good thing.
I mean, it's most definitely a good thing.
You're famous, you know, Chelsea Manning famous, or Edward Snowden famous.
That doesn't always end in a bullet to the head.
I'm famous. People know who I am. They see me in the news.
Yeah, yes, these are all true. Oh,
I will say one thing.
But it's much like, this isn't like, oh yeah, I'm famous. This is as much like sarcasm as I can possibly put into this. You know?
I will say one thing. I would love to see artwork of the Cthulhu demon that we spawned just kind of going with the boats.
Did I ever tell you about how I lied to some children when I was lifeguarding? And I was trying to get these kids to like put their head underwater. And so what I said is, you have a sailboat there. Like, that's why sailboat. And if you blow on it, it'll move. But if you put your face under the water and make like a motorboat sound, it'll go faster. And like I blatantly lied to these kids, but they all thought it was moving faster because it was a motorboat instead of a sailboat. Because they put their heads under the water to blow bubbles.
Your
kid logic is just beautiful.
It is.
Your level of kid manipulation is just.
I think the HR friendly term is kid management.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Kid management. Boy, sometimes you really got to manage them.
Sometimes you got to lie to kids.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, if it's lifeguarding or a summer camp, like you're not a teacher or a parent where like you have that rapport with a kid. You can tell them things. Like if you're like a camp counselor, you've known this kid for 3 days and you're saying bye by like day 5. Like you don't have time to build a relationship. It's just you've got to get these kids having a good day through the day.
And that's it.
You know, and you don't want to lie to children because it sounds like lying to children, but it's one of those like, look, you've wanted to know how Minecraft works and you've asked me 6 times and you're 6 and you don't know how computers work, so I'm just going to give you an answer so that you're satisfied.
Yeah.
Speaking of satisfaction, if you are satisfied by this thrilling tabletop experience, you can come check us out every Thursday on the later half of 7, which is getting very 8 these days. We're going to be pulling at 7 word in the future, I hope. Twitch.tv/Mr. Croden. You can check us out at youtube.com/Mr. Croden. And if you want to try out the rules to this game, you can go to bloodwine.fan.com. That's it. That's the name of the place what the rules are.
It's still the later half of 7.
Yes, but we are going to try and reel that in. Speaking of reeling in, if you are looking for a relaxing evening, tomorrow I'm going to be playing Ultimate Fishing Simulator in VR with.
Ooh.
I don't fish, but I just thought it would be really fun to play VR fishing with a buddy.
Sounds really good.
That sounds either wholesome or horrid, depending on the buddy.
Yeah.
Well, that's ambiguous.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
Well, fun hanging out with y'all.
Have a good day,
Have a
everyone.
good day.